Well, hi everybody. You know, this is a great morning. We are on set, and I have to tell you, we are so excited. We have a incredible show that's planned. We have Brandon and Daniel from On the Bus podcast, and I am so excited. I have been dying, guys, to learn more about your podcast, On the Bus podcast. So, Daniel, tell us a little bit more about what you do. What's your mission?
So we have this podcast, and our goal is to explore other people who are doing incredible things in this world, who are mostly under the age of 35 to 40,
yes,
who are almost outliers to society, people who didn't take the general path. They took the off-beaten path. They took a job that other people might have been scared to take or scared to accomplish. Like, you can look at some normal people, some historic people such as like an athlete or a CEO, but they were successful. We've also spoken with like travel bloggers, people who have, you know, today's day we have social media, people that have 150,000 followers for the writing that they do, or poker players who there's only, you know, 200 or 300 of them that are top of their craft in the world and who are successful. So we try to speak to those people who have said, you know what, I'm not going to follow that 9 to 5. I'm going to try my own path, and I'm going to do the best in the world at it, and they've shown incredible success doing it.
You know, I absolutely love that because I can tell you here at PlumbTalk, we really kind of follow that. You know, life is all about a journey, don't you think? And you know what, when you're talking, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about out of the box. You guys think out of the box, and you encourage people to think out of the box. Am I right, Brandon?
Yeah, and a key word would have to be disruption. Looking at what other people don't normally do, or people say you can't do, and that's always been a big driver. I can definitely say for myself, and definitely Daniel.
Yes.
And especially with the people we bring on the show, those people that do those things differently, that take on the impossible. And anytime I hear that you can't, or it's gonna be impossible, you shouldn't be doing that, it's like only a driver more for me to go after any dreams or any ideas that I have.
You know what? What do you guys think of that old cliche is never take no for an answer? What do you guys think of that?
That there's a bit hint of stubbornness in there, and you got to have that stubbornness.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
With that splash of creativity in there to look at. It's not just that you don't want to say no or take in someone else's response, but that you are going to look at, you know, not just that one option or a plan B, that you're always going to have a plan C in your back pocket. You have a plan D, a plan E for you to get to where you want to go. And you're not going to limit yourself, and you'll be able to diverge into other paths.
I love that. Love that. Okay, so I'm curious, and I'm sure our viewers are curious too. So people, you must meet the most amazing people. Can you maybe give us an example of somebody that you have interviewed?
So we had a Canadian soccer player. She's a defender for the Canadian national soccer team, and obviously everyone we've spoken to I've thought has been incredible, but just the way that she could converse with us and hold a conversation, and she's mentoring young girls. So her message is, through injury, is that you can not only find yourself and discover your athlete, but help someone grow, which is kind of the sentiment that we echo. We want to showcase other people, and to hear someone else want to showcase and bring up the other people around them is truly important for the kind of message that we're trying to give off.
Absolutely. So what you're saying is not only do you have this engaging, fun podcast, but you're really giving back to the community. Am I right?
Exactly.
Yes. And how about the places? You must see extraordinary places, right? Comment on some of the places that you've been. Or going even, right?
So where we're going, we're taking the show on the road to South America for our second season.
South America.
South America.
South America. That's incredible. Right. Now, how do you do that? Tell me.
So we have been partnering with people on the ground. But first and foremost, we launched a Kickstarter.
Okay.
Kickstarter that's going to jettison us to South America. And we're about 3 weeks into that, and it's going amazing so far. We've reached our goal, looking to hit our stretch goals. And once we've been, like I say, partnering with people on the ground, we have a gentleman named Lewis who has been sourcing our bus for us. So our bus is down there, it's ready, it's in Bogota, and we're ready to start the repairs on the inside of the bus, designing everything we want to do to make this thing a mobile studio, and eventually to double as a mobile incubator, to have people from all around the world join us for some great collaborations along the way.
That's exciting. That's exciting. Are you nervous at all?
Oh, I mean, I'm definitely nervous because it's a big jump to go from something you dream to, we have the podcast, it's incredible, we've shown incredible support, but to have your dream of actually going and living that location independence, it definitely is nerve-wracking, but it's like that nervous butterfly you get before a big sports game,
right,
where you know you're in the moment. You get to live out kind of what your dream is,
yes,
as opposed to sitting at home and writing about it. This is like that moment. We actually are about to experience it.
That actually brings up a good point, because we've all been, let's say we're in that box, right? And we have those butterflies that you're talking about, and there's different things that limit us. How do you, Brandon, overcome those butterflies? What motivates you to get out of that box that Daniel's talking about?
Well, first off, I'll reflect and I'll look at what everybody has, that butterfly, and I think that big butterfly is change.
Yes.
And it's the fear. It's the things that we look at and say, this is the thing, it's different, it's not something I'm used to. I have to get away from the comforts of whether it's used to living in a home, now I want to go live in a bus, and bring this incredible content, incredible story, and how do I get away from that? What am I preparing myself for? And it's something you really can't prepare for, because there's nothing in life that you can prepare yourself for or brace yourself for. It's all unknown. So being able to have that confidence in yourself and giving that backbone and planning as much as you can to whatever is your dreams, and believing in your dreams as much as you can, and that's going to set you on the best course when you go into the unknown.
I think that's just awesome words of advice. And you know what? And that's kind of how we approach life here at PlumbTalk is, when you feel those butterflies, I say just take a deep breath, smile, and really have fun. Because where are we if we're not having fun? You guys have fun on your podcast, don't you?
I think fun is an understatement of what we have on our podcast. I mean, when we have people come on, first we're sharing, we like to share nutrition with the people that come on our podcast. So one of the first things we do is we get them coffee, we get them MCT, we get them whatever that they're interested in most. So if they want bacon, we're bringing them bacon and eggs, and the party starts from there. The conversation just goes off. We have 45 minutes of conversation before we even get started, because we enjoy talking to the people that we're experiencing things
Right,
with.
right. That's incredible. So in South America, do you have interviews already lined up?
We actually do.
Do you?
Yes.
Okay.
One, for example, as soon as we get on the ground in Bogota, there's a coffee plantation that's soon to be doubling as a hostel. It's with a young lady I've met in my travels to South America prior to this trip, and we plan on adding in a video aspect to our show and our podcast.
That's great.
And interviewing these people who are a coffee plantation, for example. Something we all enjoy, coffee. I can say that for myself.
I love coffee. Where am I without my coffee in the morning, right?
So being there at the source, and again, not just something for me and Daniel that we love to learn. We constantly love to grow, and it's something we can that we enjoy every day. And knowing where it comes from, everything about it, from the economic standpoints, the social standpoints, to the biological standpoint, and being able to share all that information with not just our viewers, listeners, guests from all around the world.
So if you both, and either one of you can answer this, if you could sum up your goals in going to South America and an On the Bus podcast, what is your ultimate goal?
I think that's a great question, what my ultimate goal is, and it's something I've reflected on myself. I think that my truest goal was to initially go down there and build a business out of something in which I can share my experiences with people who couldn't live them themselves.
Yes.
And you can do that through the podcast. We're able to share other people's experiences through myself. And I think my biggest goal has now become to live that experience with that person and see it through their eyes. I want whatever hardships or awesome life or creative moments that person's been through to be something I get to experience, so that I can bring that home, that part of me, that part of that person, I can put it into me, bring it home and share it with people, and they can make it a part of them.
That is great. Motivate the masses, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, through what you're doing, that's for sure. How about you? What's your mission? Very similar, I imagine.
Very similar, and it's definitely changed until we've started getting this trip going, getting Kickstarter going, getting everything assembled, and again, very similar, especially with the future ideas we have with the show. Those 4 or 5 steps down the line,
yes,
is trying to incorporate the ideas we have of a civilization or society, you know, slowly moving away from a 9-to-5 standpoint. And, you know, where is work supposed to come from? What is work nowadays when technology is there to make our lives easier? You know, do we need to be working this much? And if we're not going to be working this much, where can we put our time towards this? So
Right.
we really come to the idea, the premise so far, we don't want to say conclusion
Yes.
yet, we haven't started the trip,
Right.
that, you know, filling our lives with all these different experiences, and not just finding ways to monetize the experiences, but finding ways to pivot in towards a more technological advancing age, and ways to take that in. And our way of doing that is with this podcast, with this show, and heading to South America. And like Daniel said, finding ways to collaborate with other creatives or other tech-savvy people, and if we can help jettison them to a prominent position in those fields, that's what we're looking to do.
Oh, that's incredible. Oh my goodness, this has been an incredible interview, guys. We here at PlumbTalk commend you on your mission, and you're giving back to the community. So for our viewers out there who are stuck in their box and they have a journey that they know they need to embark on, what words of advice would you give them?
I'd say first things first is taking the little steps to go outside your comfort zones. And that could be anything. It could be you having a problem socially speaking, and you going into a Starbucks and you singing your favorite song for 20 to 30 seconds, or even you laying on the floor inside your Starbucks, being willing to draw all this different attention on you
Yes.
in one place because you don't like attention being cast upon you. And maybe that was that one thing. It's a little extreme, it's a little obscure, but it's for you to say, okay, I got over that little fear. And that was 20 seconds of your life that you could do something different. And those things that go outside your comfort zone could range from everything and anything, from just asking a question to somebody to sparking a conversation with another.
That's great. That's great. How about you, Daniel?
Well, I think my biggest piece of advice is it's 2017, and there is a piece of technology that you can use for whatever your dream is in this life.
That's true.
And just a quick Google search, you can find a way for you to do your job from wherever you want to do it, with whoever you want to do it, and however you want to do it. It might not be able to be done in a month or 2 months. It might take you a year or 2 years, but you can have the dream job of your choice through technology. And I truly believe that anyone can do anything that way. And if you're sitting out there thinking about there's something you really wish you could be doing, you can find it. You can make it happen. You
can make it happen. And, you know, not to be a cliche, but just do it. Just take that first step and get it done, right? That's great. That's great. So viewers out there, I know what they're thinking. They're thinking, oh my goodness, where do I listen to these guys? How do I help them? So where would you point them?
I'd initially send you guys right to the website. That's going to be onthebuspodcast.com. And there on the website, you're going to see our Kickstarter. You're going to see all the places to find our show, from iTunes, SoundCloud, Google Play, Stitcher, all the different sources where you can find a podcast. We are going to be on there, and you can tune in and listen.
That's great.
You can also search those things on those applications if you don't go to the website itself.
Great, great. Anything you'd like to add?
You have the podcast. Every iPhone has a podcast app on it. Just go to the search function, hit podcast, type in On the Bus, and you'll find us. Our logo is unmissable, and I think you'll enjoy what you see. Oh,
this is great. So on behalf of the entire PlumbTalk team, guys, we really appreciate you taking the time to come today. Thank you.
It was our pleasure, Shelley.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thank you.